All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently on pages 19 and 20 of your theory book. We're talking about key signatures. Now, we've discussed key signatures many times in class. You all know what a key signature is, what it does. The official definition, of course, a key signature has one or more flats or sharps placed to the right of the clef to let us know what key the piece is in. It means those notes are played as sharps or flats for the entire piece. All right, so here are a few examples. Here you have a key signature of one sharp on the top line. Let me just zoom in a little bit, okay, so you can see it just a bit clearer. But you have it, of course, on your page in front of you. The one sharp on the F line means that all Fs are played as F sharps in this piece. So whether you have a note written on the top, whoa, that's a pretty thick mark. Let me just grab something a little skinnier. Whether you have a note written on the top line or on the bottom space, if I could draw well, any Fs or a note way down on the third ledger line below the stat, like any Fs are played as F sharps. Okay, so that's how you would know that all Fs are played as F sharps. Conversely, if you have a flat in the key signature on the middle line, you know that that middle line of the treble clef is the B line. Okay, so this key signature as it stands means that all Bs are played as B flats in this piece. So you would play the music knowing that anytime you have a B anywhere, it's played as a B flat. So that's what a key signature is. That's how it works. We're going to essentially just learn how to draw a few key signatures very straight ahead and learn about one of those key signatures. Okay, so essentially we're just going to do a bit of copying and pasting right now with your pen or pencil. So it says one sharp is used for the key of G major. So this one that they showed you up above, G major has one sharp on the F line here or on the F line in the bass clef. It doesn't matter what clef you're in, it's still a single sharp on the F line. So you can just do this with me. I'm just going to grab medium thickness pen, draw the key signature of G major. So in essence, draw a sharp on the F line, and then in the bass clef, same deal. Whoops. Same deal, but now your F line is the fourth line, as you know, because you know your bass clef as well. Everyone knows their clefs, okay? And that's how you would draw the key signature of G major in both clefs. Next, one flat is used for the key of F major. Notice that the flat is on, oops, excuse me, sorry about that. Notice that the flat is on the B line. And same thing in the bass clef, B flat. When you have one flat in a key signature, that flat will always be B flat. And we'll talk about why that is much later. Don't worry about that. So draw a B flat for your key signature, draw a B flat there. And then in the bass clef, same deal. Draw a flat on the B line, draw a flat on the B line. Okay, simple as that. Just practice making sure you have the accidentals in the right spots. Two sharps are used for the key of D major. Now here, we're throwing these key signatures at you. We're going to learn them one at a time. Don't worry about it. Okay, just work on drawing them for now. D major, as you can see, has the F sharp, and on the third space, C sharp. So F and C. Same in the bass clef, F and C. So when I zoom in to the treble clef here, I'm going to start with an F sharp on the top line, and then a C sharp on the third space. Top line, third space, F, C. Exact same rule goes for bass clef. It's just that our F and C spots are different. F line, C space, F line, C space, okay? If you need to catch up, pause the video right now, and we'll carry on into the next page. All right, so we're talking about the G major scale. If you remember from the previous page, G major uses one sharp. All right, so the one sharp, if you'll remember, is on the F line. If you have one sharp in a key signature, it'll always be F sharp. It'll always be right there on the top line. Or in the bass clef, F sharp is fourth line. You're always starting, every key signature starts on the line. All right, that's an easy part of your page here. Now, these 2 pages, these next 2 exercises you can do on your own. So you're going to write the scale of G major in the treble clef and mark the half steps with a bracket like this. Use this square bracket to mark your half steps. So the first thing, now I'm just going to quickly review with you. The first thing you need is a clef, so treble clef. Then the key signature of G major, which you know is the 1 sharp, the F sharp. Then write the G major scale. So start on the second line G, space, line, space, etc., all the way to the top to the next G. All right. You're not going to have to write the F sharp, the sharp symbol on your F note here because your key signature will have taken care of it. Right? So if you draw the proper key signature, all you have to do in the scale is write the notes from G to G, done. Okay? And then of course mark the brackets. Mark the half steps with brackets. Do the exact same thing in the bass clef. So clef, key signature, notes. All right, G major scale in both clefs. Pause the video now, do those, and then we'll carry on. Off you go. All right, so moving on. You know how to write, you know about the major scale, you know how it works. You know the G major scale, and you know the key signature for it. The key signature of G major has 1 sharp, F sharp. Now, we're going to talk about ascending and descending scales. So far, we've been doing ascending scales. We've been going up, right? Starting from, and I'll just zoom in a little bit here. We've been going from note 1 at the bottom through note 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, remember, half steps between 3 and 4, half steps between 7 and 8, always, right? This is your ascending G major scale. Notice it's going up. It is ascending, right? The other scale on the right-hand side of the page is your same scale. It's still the G major scale. We are just descending through our notes now. We're going from the top of the scale. Whoops, sorry. We're going from the top of the scale down. We're going from note 8 down to note number 1. All right, don't be confused. When we talk about scale degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., we're not talking about the first note that happens on the page and the second note that happens on the page. We're talking about the note and where it is placed in the scale. This is the bottom of the scale. This is the third note up from the bottom of the scale. So when we descend through a scale, we are starting at note 8 and carrying on down to note number 1. Notice that our brackets are still between notes 3 and 4, 7 and 8. If somehow you ended up thinking that, oh, that's note 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and you had to mark the brackets, you would end up putting your brackets between notes 3 and 4 right there. And that, of course, is incorrect. You can see that these 2 notes are D and E, and that's not a half step. Okay, so don't forget, anytime you are descending, you are literally going backwards through the scale. You're going from note 8 down to note 1. So make sure when you are marking your half steps, if you need to do that, if you need to mark your half steps, that you're doing it properly. Always from the bottom note up is counting through your scale degrees. All right, so that is essentially what is being explained here. Scales can be written ascending or descending. The half steps are still between the 3rd and 4th and 7th and 8th degrees, counting from the bottom. You always number your notes from the bottom of the scale, not the first note you write on the page. Okay, and then a few little exercises doing that. They're asking you to write the scale of G major in the treble clef, 1 octave, descending, and mark the half steps. Essentially, it's the same thing that you did above. You're drawing the clef, key signature, and the scale, but this time your scale is going down, from the top down. And then do, of course, the same thing in the bass clef. I'm sure you can do that as well. If you have any questions, ask, of course. Shoot me a Schoology message, and I can help you out with that. Otherwise, we'll take it up in class. All right, enjoy. See you in the next lesson.